3 of the Giggity All-Star Race qualifying heat races. Tonight here at Charlotte Motor Speedway, we are going 25%, what is that, 150 miles tonight around Charlotte Motor Speedway. We got 25 drivers in the field, getting ready to go at it. Again, we got Mills up in the broadcast booth. I got Kay Taddy and I got Jake with me again in the booth tonight. So I'm excited, looking forward to it, and we should be going green here shortly. How you doing tonight, guys? You ready?
I'm very excited to get here after seeing the great race we had last night. I'm ready for round number 2 out of 3.
What about you, Jake? How you feeling about tonight's race?
Yeah, sorry, I was looking at the leaderboards. I'm ready to see another good race. Like Taddy said, last night was pretty awesome racing. We saw a lot of contact and a lot of side-by-side racing, and not just 2 cars battling for the lead, but we saw 4 or 5 capable cars that could easily win that race. And now that one of them is out of that equation, that makes it room for one more driver to see what he's got to get up to the front and win this.
Yeah, we had multiple drivers join the league just today. After seeing some of the broadcasts, some people reached out on Facebook. They wanted to join the league, so I've added them into our developmental chat. And as we mentioned last night, the shootouts are open to everyone league-wide. So we have a few of those drivers that are going to be participating tonight. They're completely brand new.
If you tuned in last night, you already know, but if you missed it, Blunts took the checkered flag last night. He's moving on to the main event on Sunday. And we're looking at the daily leaderboard here. I got him highlighted right now. Blunts is number 9 on the daily, guys, at 29.6.
That's a very fast lap. That's knowing that he's not in this race, I feel like he would want to be just to get in there again and run some laps. But who knows? He may be just watching from our point of view, and maybe he can learn a few things tonight just by watching.
Yeah, guys, what do you? We didn't talk hardly at all last night about Blunts. Actually, real quick, Jake, can you accept one of those invites so I can get this timer paused? Start sending out invites.
I'm sorry. Yep.
So last night we didn't even talk about Blunt for the majority of the racing. It was all about Guitar, Wicked, Jackson, a few other guys that were up front the whole race. Warpig at the end of it, which I didn't even see Warpig sign up tonight. Anywho, do you think it's going to be something like last night? Stage 4, somebody out of nowhere is going to come in and take the win, or you think we're going to see the same players up at the front and one of those guys lock their way in?
I'm going to say no. I think after last night's race, a lot of drivers saw what they needed to do to win. The strategy with no fuel, the tires being able to hold on for a full run, or even a little longer. I think we're going to see the guys that were up at the front last night really be more tough to beat tonight. I think I'd like to say somebody out of nowhere can come win this, but I'm not so sure. I'm betting on one of the 4 or 5 that we mentioned from last night getting a win tonight here.
And a lot of it, too, is going to be adjustments on pit road. Remember, again, these drivers are starting off on a slider, so there's going to be a lot of tweaking it on pit road. And it's, I think if somebody's going to hit the nail on the head in the last stage and come through, and I think there's a chance we might see a repeat of last night. But I've been wrong before.
Well, if you were to put your money on somebody right now, before we even get into the race, who are you going for?
Gatekeeper.
Gatekeeper. That's a good
me
pick
personally, last night's racing, the guy won 2 stages and won stage 2 and stage 3. And going into stage 4, he got involved in a little bit of mix-up with a few of the cars, dropped him back a little ways, so his strategy didn't work the same. But if it's me, I'm probably going to put my money on Guitar, Magadon tonight.
2 very, very good picks.
Where are you going with it there, Jake?
I think if I were to look at the list, there's just so many good names. I mean, I mean, Woodruff, he's always fast. Warpig, as you said, he's not going to be in tonight. So if I were to pick
Actually,
somebody,
I'm looking. Warpig did sign up. He's the number 17th car to sign up. I didn't see him. There's a long list of drivers to be going through.
okay, so he did sign up. I think if I were to pick somebody, I'm gonna put my money on Jackson tonight. I think Jackson had a little bit of a rough start from last night's race, and I think he's gonna get it done tonight. That's my pick.
We also have some people that we have some more Cup drivers tonight. Wicked was the only one last night that run. We have a new guy to the league. He come in this last Sunday. He ran the Cup. His name's Spank Racer. We have a person that you'd actually picked pre-race last night, Mills. Checkmate Taylor will be there tonight.
All right. Yeah.
We have, let's see, we got a new guy of Chase Swanson. We have an Xfinity driver that wasn't here last night, an MP roofer. Man, I'm just going down this list, and I'm just not finding anywhere that there's an easy guy to just say, yeah, that guy's probably not going to make it. Absolutely every driver out here has a chance.
Yeah, such a tight field, and that makes for harder racing, more difficult to pass each other, knowing that the other guy can run that top or bottom, regardless of how you try to pass the driver. Especially at a track like this, it's a mile and a half. It's rough. It's high banked, very fast. One little slip, and you can send yourself or both of the cars into the wall.
And we talked about it last night too, but I'll bring it up again because I think it's a huge factor tonight. Is you're going to be dangling the first win in front of all these guys tonight. So I think we're going to see some aggressive racing trying to go out and capture that.
Yeah, no money, no points. I meant to say no points, but all glory now. It's just for show. It's just to get into the big show. It's all about glory tonight.
Yeah, and I know it's a video game, but it still suits toe that these guys don't need the car back tomorrow. Well, I mean, they do. They're running again tomorrow, but
some of them might.
If they can't make Sunday, then it's all for nothing. So it's go out there. And actually, at the same time, we have all of our captains going to be watching this race. So some of our development guys and our truck guys trying to make a name and move themselves up the list. Showing what we got. So it's really interesting. I'm really liking this new format for the All-Star race.
All right, we'll be right back after these commercials.
On your side.
This.
Yeah, we didn't do Duracell.
Duracell, yeah.
There you go. Oh man,
geez.
do you guys remember your first win?
First win?
Yeah, first win in
the
Giggity.
league? Yes. Actually,
I mean, yours wasn't that long ago, was it, Jake?
No.
Jake gets
I
one of
ran
those
Daytona.
every week, though.
I believe I finished second or third at Daytona, right behind Robbie or G9 Gamer. I forget which one, what Thursday or Friday or Saturday it was, but Gateway was my first win. I think it was in the Saturday League, the Saturday Series. I think I won that barely by having like 1% on my right rear. It was only strategy, and it just ended up working in my favor, and that I think that kind of propelled me to have better finishes. Have momentum going into next run.
Hey, so Jake, I actually need you to back out of that lobby. I just messed it up after inviting all those people. I realized that I messed up the lobby.
Okay, I'm out.
I didn't leave enough room for us to get back in there.
Oh, bummer.
Yeah,
Well, at
we'll
least
be
you
right
realized it.
More commercials.
Yeah. But, as a driver, and you have the opportunity, you're sitting in the lead to go get your first win. Those last 10, 15, 20 laps, they can be absolutely brutal. I remember I was shaking. Like, I couldn't even believe. I did get past with 2 to go, and I took it back on the white flag lap. But, it's so hard to keep the nerves in check when that win is dangling right in front of you.
Yeah, I would rather finish second knowing that the driver raced me hard and clean, and I'm cool with little door checks here and there as long as it looks good, but it's harder to lose that first win or even just any win when an incident happens, whether it's the guy your race's fault or anything, flat tire. I think it hurts a lot more knowing that basically the car broke instead of just battling it to the line.
So my first part of Giggity that I remember as far as on track, ironically, it's not even a win. I won the Cup Series for Season 1 with Giggity, and I did not win a race that season, but won the championship. We went down to Homestead. It was me, Smitty, and RKM in the championship. Smitty actually had me by, half a track or something, and then with 3 to go, his car got loose and he looped it off 4. And so I was lucky enough to take the lead. Or I think I finished second in there, but ended up winning the championship with it, just like a Matt Crafton this season, without winning a race.
And what do you think about that? That actual truck race? I know I discussed it a little bit yesterday, but and personally, I would have it for the Final Four. You must have a win in order to advance. So knowing that second last race, if you don't have a win, it makes it that much more harder to go and get it.
I don't know. Again, from somebody from experience that I mean, I'm not in the actual real life truck or cup, but via the
Right.
the game here, you know what I mean. My game plan going into every week, if you guys ever catch the YouTubes and watch the cup, I don't know how much you watch, Dick. I'm sure you watch it, Mills, as you're in it, so you watch back after. I'm not one of those guys that likes to run up front all night. Like I like to bide my time and get up there when it counts. And when that's your strategy, it's really hard to get that victory because you're not restarting P1, you're restarting P7, P9, and by the time you pass those 7, 8 guys in front of you, the leader's usually pretty far out in front of you. So I think that it's a big part of racing to have consistency. And I think that that's more important than somebody that goes out there and gets one win and finishes outside the top 20 every week.
It's definitely a challenge, especially for tonight. These guys, 25 cars, that's going to make it that much more harder starting that far back, maybe on the 3rd stage or even the 4th stage for that matter. Somebody's going to win, and a lot of people are going to lose tonight. So,
one winner, 24 losers.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's just it. If you're not first, you are last in this race.
Yep, you are. That's the way I look. That's the way I approach every race. I want to win everything I can. So, and I know these guys want to win just as much as I do. And tonight, we're gonna see. I think we're gonna see more beating and banging. I think we are.
I don't know about tonight being there more beating and banging, but I can almost guarantee that tomorrow night will be lots and lots of beating and banging.
Yes, yeah. Tomorrow will be the last night for anyone that does not make it in tonight to advance to the Sunday's main All-Star race. It's gonna be a fun one.
Oh, it's gonna be a blast.
In this lobby.
You see what?
Our Spank Racer was not in the race last night. Old guy, I don't believe he was there.
Old guy was there. He lagged out early. He was the Jeff Gordon 24 that sat on pit lane.
You're right. Okay. Tech Mike Taylor was not in the race last night, so he'll be in. I'm gonna turn my sound to my headset here. There we go.
Looks like we got one more car trying to get in the race, but I don't know if he's going to pass Tech in time. It's going to be close.
So on the front row, it looks like we got Nuts, 629, all those numbers. Then we got Guitar on the outside, going to be starting 2nd. D. Smith 3rd, Wicked Gatekeeper 4th. Money Mike is going to round out the top 5. And we got Spank Racer, Monster Racing, Bulk Crush, Jackson Strong, old guy. That'll finish the top 10. If I read that right, yep, looks like it.
You think we're going to see some guys pit early in this first stage? come in and get their adjustments in?
You know, what I'd seen last night, you'd called it, that pitting about halfway through. That seems to me to be the only strategy that paid off for anybody. Jackson, that last stretch, if you remember, he tried to do a early pit stop, and it ended up costing him because he did just the proper amount of fuel, and he ended up, 2 laps short because as he was racing, he wasted more fuel than he expected to. I feel like you got to go that half mark, or if not, the early stages, maybe stay out as late as you can to avoid the wrecks that are happening on track, and not get into pit lane with any difficulties, and put yourself in a good spot there.
I did talk to Money Mike yesterday or last night, or he messaged saying that he watched our stream, and when we thought that he turned right, when we thought he was out of fuel or popped a tire, he did run out of fuel, but I guess he shifted down or up, and it just kicked the rear tires sideways or spun the tires, and that's what kind of happened there. Just wanted to clarify that up. He did not just turn right. But he did run out of fuel, but he was the one. I'm not sure if that was for the finish or if that was, I think it was for third stage. And if you notice, he ran out down the backstretch. So I looked for Money Mike playing the fuel strategy at some point. He said he ran that whole 20 laps, I think, if I read that correctly. I have to go back and look, but I believe he did try and save that whole run.
That's not far off.
Yeah, he almost made it.
And he had a commanding lead too.
Yeah, that's so I look for some people trying that, see what they can save. I think Taddy's right though. I think 60-70% of this field is going to try splitting down the middle.
Alright, so I have all invites are out. Timer is going to start in 4 minutes. At 7:32 Eastern Time, we'll be starting the timer.
Alright, so I can back out.
I will be right back here, boys. Excuse me.
So 4 minutes away, let's go shoot through our YouTube guys. We got Robbie Vids watching. ZL1 Gaming, that's guitar. I don't think he'll be watching much, but he'll be. I'm sure he'll be on the screen a whole bunch. Matt Wallstead, thanks for watching. T-Clay, he was one of the guys that was up front all night last night. As you noticed, he's not racing tonight, and the reason that that's not happening, he is a fireman, he's on call, he's at the station. However, him and his whole fire department, all his crew, they will be watching the race on the TV there. So huge thank you for your service there, T-Clay, and thanks for viewing.
Yeah, thank you so much. Glad to see a lot of people tune in to such an awesome league.
Robbie said he does not remember his first win. Well, you were probably half asleep. You're, you and that accent you got's a little different over there. He has one Daytona win. Jackson, he's checking it out live. A-Trout, for all the viewers and myself, talk more about wedge. What about tape? Maybe some tire pressures? That's great. He said 3-gear versus a 4-gear. Trout. This is a preset, so there are no 3-gear setups. It's impossible. You have to go straight gaming gear ratios.
Yep.
As far as a wedge, presets is a pit adjustment. So these guys, everybody out there is going to have their own little adjustments they like making, and so we have wedge, we have tire pressure, and we have tape. Tape you can add, you can try to max it out so you can be running the least amount of air friction going into the car as possible without overheating the car, giving you more aerodynamics, better catching up in the draft. As far as the tire pressures, you got to find that sweet spot. To each their own. Do you want the car loose? Do you want it tight? You don't want the tires heating up too quick because then you won't have your tires will wear quicker, but you don't want them too soft that they take so long to heat up. And with your wedge, that's just a tricky one. It might be 1 or 2 clicks. It might be a full pound you want to adjust. To anybody that doesn't know, as you drop the wedge, it loosens up the car. As you raise it, it tightens the car. That's all real good, actually, Trout. I'm really glad you brought that up. There's a few things that you can do, not as much as in a custom setup, but there are a few things that you can do to make the car go faster and handle better.
So I'm looking I went to a quick race, and it seems like I put the settings in ×3, 25%, and from what I was seeing for fuel, you're getting 20 laps, so I would even just take 1 lap away from that. I normally do whenever I try to do any sort of math calculating for fuel and stuff. So these drivers are going to be getting about 19 laps on a fuel tank.
In a
So they would,
25 lap stage.
right, so they're saving 5, 6 laps, well, definitely 5 laps. Like I say, if you ever do fuel game, I always -1 as soon as I come out of the pits. That way I know I have a little insurance.
No, absolutely. You don't like seeing that fuel gauge on 0.
No, I mean the first lap that number drops somewhere in the first quarter or half of the track. So
Don't
I would
accept
say
these guys and just send another invite. The timer has
19
started.
laps. Okay.
Also, Jake, when you get in there, can you send me 2 invites?
Yes. When do you want me to join?
I'll tell you, I gotta back out when there's
Okay.
about 3 seconds left.
Okay.
I wasn't trying to cut you off, but we have
No,
less
that's
than
fine.
that. Wicked Gatekeeper actually just sent me an invite, so he must be watching the broadcast. So I have one, Jake, so as soon as you join, you can just go ahead and join the race.
Just say when.
Alright. I'm really excited for this, man. Last
Counting
night was
down.
crazy action. We got, after I back out, there will be 21 drivers on the track.
It's not
I'm
bad.
not sure who missed.
Slightly lower field.
2 seconds, I just backed out. 1, 0. Go ahead and join, guys.
Blue screen.
Well, bam.
That's how much coordination it takes to get these broadcasts out there, but you know, I think we've gotten pretty good at it.
Alright, so once we go to the pitting, I will, at that point in time, I will switch over to the 11 of Guitar's broadcast and try to keep us updated on lap counts. And if he's running up front, I'll be able to see who's winning and who's not. But that's about the best I can do.
Well, he better stick to the front. I expect him to be very, very fast.
You know, last night he was pretty quick, but it looked like his strategy is what got him up, that kept him up front all night. I'm not so sure that it was the speed, you know.
I mean, yeah, I would agree with that. There was a couple moments where him, Gatekeeper, and Toupe were all racing together, and they were all holding.
With that said, Guitar is our pole sitter.
Guitar is the pole sitter. Okay, and
clear.
They're going.
Nuts was there on the front row. Looks like
That's
maybe
what I
he backed out.
Here comes Wicked up to second place. He's right
I
there.
do
He's looking
not.
inside.
Nuts must have backed out and gone to the rear. He's the car of last, and it looks like we have an issue of Eternal lagged out again tonight.
Ah.
I see we're picking up where we left off. Oh, Wicked into the wall. He comes down and
big wreck here, guys.
Jackson on his roof. That's crazy.
Just like we were talking about earlier tonight for some of these newcomers, we have Spank Racer taking the lead.
First time tonight, that 31 machine. What can he do? We got D. Smith right back there in third.
Guitar looking at the inside for the lead. Ooh, we got a little tight. You know, if it's me in this first stage, guys, I think I'm going to run the bare minimum that I need to run to get the fuel mileage. I'm going to come in and I'm going to make those adjustments.
Oh yeah, first stage, I would 4 tires all the way, take your time getting everything right. I wouldn't care how much time I lose, as long as I got my setup in. And I normally like to, when I put my setup in, it's normally done. I don't make too many adjustments. I normally when I come to the track, I'm ready.
I'm riding along back here with Wicked Gatekeeper. He got to the wall there at the beginning, which I don't know who hit him, but it looked like that's what caused that big melee. We know he's got a fast car. He proved it last night, so we're just seeing how well he can work for this traffic.
I think it was that 31 of Spank Racer. They got in there. The first 2-3 rows were like almost touching doors basically, and I think the 31 got in a little too hot and just pushed up to 42. I could be wrong. I do believe it was a black car.
Battle for the lead here, guys.
Yeah, it looks like
there.
trying. Could he be trying to push? Well, just as I say that, he goes to the outside.
Yeah, well, we seen that last night though. Guitar's the guy that he wasn't running that lower apron line that everyone else is. He ran a groove or half groove off the bottom.
Oh, it touches
Oh,
the
he
apron
got
a
the
little
apron.
bit. Smith right behind him.
Another
Just
guy
wait.
who ran up front most of last night, D. Smith, he was up there for quite a bit. He was running the blue and red paint schemes. He switched to the Air Force paint scheme tonight. I really like that car.
Yeah, it looks really nice. Almost intimidating when that thing comes up behind you. Looks like he's
We
gonna
got
push
some
the
guys in
31.
the back here in the grass. Looks like the 19 of Info, and I couldn't tell the 48 of Money Mike in the grass.
So even though this is the first stage,
Oh,
we got some
cars
takers.
on pit road.
Two green cars just came down pit road. Monster Racing, I believe,
And Wicked.
and Wicked already on pit road. This is only lap 6, I think. 6
Yeah,
or 7.
but like you said, it's 25 lap stage and 19 laps is about what you figured on fuel. So 19
Yep.
and 6, there's your 25.
So, early pitters. I think knowing that my limit would be 19 comfortably, I think I would push it even further, knowing that I would give up a few tenths. I might, knowing how much fuel I would have, or knowing what they got now, I think I would probably go to about 15 to go. That's when I would make my stop. There's enough time to get in, lose some time, and plenty of time to get back up in front. Not how much time you did lose.
So I want to give a big shout to the 31 in that yellow car right there. That's the 00 of Checkmate Taylor. Those are our two cup guys, and neither one of them were here last night. We
And
said
here
they may make
is
it back,
Checkmate.
and here they come.
Oh, okay. D. Smith trying to take the lead on the 31.
Look at this. Where'd Checkmate come from? Holy cow, he caught them fast.
Well, I'm not going to go over the birds and the bees with you right now, Mills, but we started a little bit farther in the pack tonight than most of these guys.
He does it.
Clay,
Takes the lead.
I'm not sure if the draft is working. I'm not in the race to be able to tell you that. I did, to anybody that watched this in the draft issue last night, 704 Games did post on Twitter today that the issue is the manual changing of tracks was the glitch that they had. So this is on single track, so I would imagine that the issue's fixed, but I do not know. Sorry guys, that was
We'll have to
YouTube
wait.
question.
Yeah, we'll have to see. Yeah, I love the YouTube questions. I loved how the spectators really get into it and ask, what do you want to know? Is there a certain car you want to see, or so on and so on?
Yeah, to anybody viewing, exactly what Jake was saying. If you guys got any questions, you want to see a car, give them some airtime, just let us know. You know, we're trying to be the best we can. We do this for the spectators, not for ourselves.
Right now, I'm on board with Wicked Gatekeeper, and he is trying to get past the. I'm not sure if that's War Pig or Monster Racing. He's going down the back, getting to 3-4 now. It's 23.
Robbie did. You asked to see Chase. I'm not seeing that he made the lineup, the roll call in time. Or he made the roll call, but it doesn't look like he made the race in time. As far as Jackson Clay, he was wrecked early. He's running towards the rear. Back here.
Checkmate's going to be coming down pit road this time.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of takers here lately.
Here he comes. Will he get hit? No, he did it. Oh, we were close. D. Smith thought about coming down, I think.
You know what Checkmate did there? A lot of people they tend not to do that, but
Head for the grass.
signifying that you're going to pit on the backstretch, that is huge to let someone know. You know, D. Smith probably seen it, probably wanted to pit with him, and maybe a little contact there caused him to stay out on the track. But you know, that's huge, letting people know and signifying so there's not a big wreck entering the pit lane.
I think that needs to be addressed every race. Make sure you pit, or make sure you go down the back stretch. Make sure people behind you go. And I'm talking like stay down there for about 2 seconds, at least that it doesn't look like you just went down there, got loose, and come back up.
Oh yeah, you gotta clearly go down there. I like to wait until I've clearly recovered from pit lane or from the corner, so it's clear that I didn't get loose, and then I drop down, you know, almost down onto the apron and ride around for a second. Robbie
Yeah.
Vidge, you asked about Dimebags. Dimebags, now the guitar is pitted. He's riding around in second place, right behind, who was that, D. Smith that stayed out?
I believe so. I'm on board with guitar at the moment. I was on board with Ojin.
OG Infa.
Infa. Okay, yeah. He's in the car that I like to drive, the 19 of Martin Truex. I love that paint scheme. I love them all. I love everybody's paint scheme.
Infa is one of the Underdog Cup drivers, and that is his actual Cup car. He drives the 19 for us every Sunday and Wednesday.
Yeah, I notice him in there a lot in the Cup Series on Sundays. Here comes the 11 out of pit road. Where's that going to put him?
You know, that's actually, real quick, bringing up OG Infa, he actually has quite a few playoff points from winning stages. He's always up there top competitor with our Mills, with our Nocos, with our RJ Smitties. He just hasn't found victory lane yet, but it's coming. There's no question the man's talented. It's coming one of these days.
Very talented driver. I do believe the first pit stop that Guitar Megadon did was a 4-tire stop. I think everyone was going to do a 4-tire stop here. But knowing that it's your first time getting adjustments in, do you take that risk and just take fuel, try to get that up front right away?
You know, I think it's exactly like you were saying earlier. I think, Mills, you said it. The first pit stop, it's stage one. Everybody wants to make adjustments. If you have strategies throughout these stages, that's fine. But in stage one, you need to just work it through, make it through, stay on the lead lap, get your adjustments in first and foremost. If you make tire pressure adjustments, but you don't take 4 tires, well, you didn't get your adjustments in because you didn't put any tires on the car.
Right.
So I think that it's huge to do that, and then you can work your strategy. Guitar did the same thing last night, 4-tire pit stop first stage, and then he went fuel only the rest of the race.
It looks like, if I'm right, D. Smith should be the leader.
Actually, currently, Dimebags just gave up the lead to a custom car as he entered pit lane. So there's a custom car just shortly in front of Guitar that is our leader. Probably maybe the 0-0 of Checkmate again. Yeah, actually it does look like it could be Woodruff as well.
Checkmate is in front of Wicked Gatekeeper and Monster Racing and the 24 Old Guy. Oh, he gets in the grass, so...
Yeah, I'm trying to tell it's a little harder. Guitar
right?
last night, when I was watching his view, he was top 3 the whole race. He's riding around in 8th right now, so it's a little more difficult for me to tell who the leader is.
Interesting.
But I'm thinking he just now got back on the lead lap. The leader is on pit lane, whoever it was. So we'll find out here shortly who it rolls around to.
And I think we got a new driver in the top 5 here, somebody we haven't talked about yet. Driving the 28 car is Nuts.
He's the guy that was supposed to start on the pole, backed out and started in the rear. Nuts to the front.
That's nuts.
Yeah, imagine being the guy behind him.
I had to do it. I mean, oh jeez. That was funny.
That was excellent.
We're gonna be laughing about that all night, I bet.
Yeah, I hope he's racing clean out there. Nobody wants the nuts in your rear end of the car here.
No, that'll be nuts. Okay, I'm done.
All right, yeah. I hope you're done for this stage. I'm sure it'll come back.
Oh yeah, at some point. So, do we have a lap count?
Guitar underneath the 62.
Lap count, 4 laps remaining. Guitar is now in 5th. That 62 was for 4th place. So I'm thinking it's Checkmate, Wicked, and Monster up there in front of him for P1, 2, 3. Actually, I believe Guitar is ahead of Monster, so I'm not so sure who's in third.
Looks like Jackson, yet again, started it off just a little rough. Just getting caught up in another person's mistake, or maybe it was a mistake of his own, I'm not sure, but at the end of the stage, it would be a chance to compose yourself, gather your thoughts back, think this through. What am I going to do to get back to the front? I believe Jackson can do it. He's got a very fast car. He's just going to maybe play a tatty this time. Like you said, you always sit at the back, and I don't know how you do it, but sometimes you just find your way up to the front, 2nd, 4th, 5th. It don't matter, but...
it's all about that final restart, you know, and for here, stage 4 is going to be huge.
Here, guys.
when you're riding around in the back, you know that the people up front, that last restart, they know it's going to be the last one. Stage 4, the start of it, everybody on this track knows it's the final restart. You want to pass as many as you can right there, and what happens is people overdrive it. They get in too hard. And, you know, so
checkmate loose.
as a guy from the rear, you know, like I understand that aspect, so I actually take the first 2 turns really cautious. I back it way up and make sure I can hold the bottom. And when all those other guys start drifting up the track, it just opens up like the Red Sea, you know. I feel like Moses a lot of the time.
Checkmate's blocking that bottom line.
Oh yes, he is. He got off the wall, off of turn 4. I think Wicked Gatekeeper's going to get him. This could be coming to 1 to go, if not the last lap.
I believe this is coming to 1 to go.
All right, 1 to go this time.
Stage, first stage.
I think Wicked can get him. Oh no, that's it. That's over.
That was it.
Checkmate Taylor, your stage winner.
Yeah, man, I'm watching the thing and had that off, that little lag. So it was Checkmate Wicked, D Smith, Guitar, Spank Racer, The Nuts. Man, that's Nuts, comes in 6th. I'm waiting for the full update for 7th is Monster Race, and 8th is Dimebag, OG Infa, and 9th, and somebody we haven't talked about, Matt Thiessen, gets 10th.
I was just looking at that car. It kind of reminds me of an old Mark Martin paint scheme. Looks kind of nice. His old Valvoline scheme.
Which car was that, sorry?
Matt Thiessen, the number 6. It's white, red, black. Looks like an old Mark Martin scheme.
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, it's the best you can get in this game. I mean, the one downfall of...
well, I don't know. The 6 Orion Newman looks like a pretty old school Mark Martin.
Alright, here we go. Woodruff on the front wheel with Wicked Gatekeeper. Here we
OG
go.
Info just posted. First off, Info, you should be racing and not texting. I think Keselowski got fined for that once. He said that the racing's pretty good. He's enjoying it so far.
Good.
Keep her a little loose on the restart.
Woodruff again. He did this lap yesterday at the end of stage 1.
He did. He did.
Strategy to get out to the front.
I would bet he got too tired. Oh my goodness.
Big
Car is
mess.
in the wall.
Big
I couldn't
mess.
tell who started that. It's just they're too wadded up in 3 and 4. They just need to spread out a little bit before they get to the 3rd turn. And all that could have been avoided.
I was really interested on this restart. I rode around with, we were talking about him, Jackson, how, you know, he needs to pull the, kind of like I do on cup nights, just ride around in the back, be safe, make your way up through slowly. And he did exactly what I was saying. He lifted real early, all that contact that happened, he made it through clean. He's on the outside of Checkmate back there right now in that Sunny D17.
Piling to the 8th spot right now. Gets him in a little bit of monster racing kind there.
See, right here, you got to be real cautious. You see 2 and 3 wide in front of you. There's, you know, Jackson gets in there. He makes it 3 wide on the bottom, little contact. Anything like that can get. Look, it doesn't have to be that you make a mistake. Oh man,
Monster with a huge hit.
Guitar and Monster get into it. That's going to slow Guitar down a lot.
That's nuts.
Jesus, there it is.
But yeah, so, you know,
Woodruff's
Jackson's
falling
doing
off
right
the
thing
pace
here,
here, guys.
riding up through at a slower pace. You know, and Woodruff probably getting ready to pit once they get around lap 5, 6. He doesn't want to be up there in all those battles, so he has a clean entrance into pit lane.
Right, he did do that last night. Oh, but
he gets up into Jackson. He drove in really hard there.
Oh, Jackson through the grass.
Hang on to it.
Good save.
Good save indeed.
And he actually held it down bottom. You see Guitar coming around the outside, and he held it down to the bottom pretty good. Usually when people go through the grass, they go flying up and into the wall.
Doesn't look like he lost too much. I think he's about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He's in 8th right now. So mid-pack. If I can get up in front here. Checkmate Taylor riding in 3rd place, I think. Yeah, it looks like 3rd place.
Yep.
And look who we see up in the front. OG Info.
Info. Don't call him Info, man. Gets mad.
I'm sorry.
He gets mad.
I'm not trying. Well, I apologize.
Hey, honestly,
Oh, man.
he's on my team. He's in my chat every Sunday and every week. I'm like, hey, info. And he corrects me every time, but I think at this point I'm calling him info just because I don't make him mad.
Infa. I just gotta say it a couple times and
Infa.
I'll get it. Oh, bumper hook with Checkmate Taylor in the 28. They were bumper hooked for a long time there.
Real quick, just want to throw it out there after that big head-on collision. Oh, D. Smith
Oh.
around. D. Smith wrecked in the front. That was your leader.
Oh, no!
Huge hit.
He collects a few more. Also, I want to say real quick, Monster Racing, one of the guys that took a head-on collision in the inside wall, the infield care center
still
has checked
wrecking.
him. He's clear, but he is no longer in the race.
Looks like suffered too much damage. Oh, and he hits the wall again.
In the pit lane.
Tough break for him, but he might as well make the stop now.
You know, you've already lost all that time. Now's the time to just make it one bad lap and just take the pit lane.
You're right. At least
There's no reason to get back on, ride around, and then wait 10 more laps and pit and lose another, you know, so many seconds.
Right. I think
is the
that
14
slide.
car the leader?
I
OG
believe
Infa is
Infa.
was the new leader. He was in the back to the first stage, and here he is up.
Look at the gap that he's got over second
I love
place.
that car. I love that car in that scheme.
T. Clay, yes, you're correct. This is going to put people laps down. However, you are incorrect. That is not how you spell people or boys. Not to be teaching grammar here, but I'm just messing with you, man. Again, thanks for watching. So you said OG info is winning?
That is incorrect.
That is
OG.
completely incorrect, but
It
for
is-
me, when he hears my voice saying it, he's probably yelling right now inside that cockpit.
Yeah.
Oh, car's coming to pit road.
Looks like
Checkmate for
Checkmate
sure,
and
and
Guitar made some
guitar.
contact.
Well, because I said his name wrong, I think my new pick would be OG Infa to get the win tonight to advance
I
to the
mean, at
All-Star
this
race.
point in time, it's hard to argue with that, but it's still early in the race. We're only in stage 2.
I love that car, so that's one of my reasonings.
That's nuts.
That is nuts. Here he comes, the leader on pit road. Great entry. There is no pit road speeding penalties here. No flags. So pit road, like you mentioned before, is 100 miles an hour.
Did that just
Or
vote
faster.
not to lead? I'm lost.
I'm still on board with OG Info.
Go on with the 11 of Utah. He's coming out of pit lane now. I did not click over quick enough to see if he did the no fuel. I mean the no tires, but I wouldn't be surprised if that's what he did.
I think OG must have taken at least 2. He was in there for a decent amount of time.
Yeah, it's never good when there's no penalties for speeding and you still get a speeding penalty, and so I'm going to need you to correct that by next Sunday. Man, I've been watching this Matt Beeson and Jackson here the last few laps in the Fords, the 6 versus the 17, and it's a pretty good little battle. I mean, Jackson's going to the outside of Matt now. It's really good racing, you know. I haven't seen a whole lot of contact, maybe a little bump on entrance here and there, but for the most part, good racing.
I'm gonna turn 2 right now. Not too far behind him is Checkmate Taylor. I'm not sure if these two have made their pit stops yet.
Yeah, I'm not sure. That might actually be our front runners. At the end, it's hard to tell, but I know that Guitar just crossed the line with 10 to go. He's 1 lap down, so there's 9 to go, but again, people in front of him probably have not pitted yet.
Can you tell where the leader is?
The leader on his screen is crossing the line now, but there's usually a few seconds. They're probably getting on to the back stretch right now. So I'd say
Okay.
probably the 6 and 17 are your leader.
Yep, I would agree with that. I don't see anybody ahead of him, and I saw a tiny little speck who might be Guitar way up there.
Yeah,
Could be
and we've
crossing the line
seen
now.
Jackson racing Checkmate right there on the restart as they were running about 6th and 7th, maybe 8th place. So it looks like Jackson's spread out on Checkmate, and I would say that's probably for the lead.
Yeah, it seems like they're working together now. They're just pushing each other. Maybe they learned a little something from that series
I mean, it's been a
challenge.
decade since I've seen the 6 and 17 work together, especially Mark Martin, number 6. But
Indeed.
it's nice seeing those two cars working together, actually.
That sixth car looks like he's coming down pit road this time, but he hit the
I think he
apron.
went too high.
Yep. He still
Yeah,
made
he
it.
did
Oh,
indeed.
did he?
He did.
Okay.
Wow.
It looks like he
Barely.
hit the brake real hard to let Jackson go instead of just coming across Jackson. That's a lot of respect right there. Some people just push the issue and try to dive bomb down. Looks like he locked the brakes, let him go, and then that's what messed up his entrance.
Well, if Jackson makes his pit stop.
And Jackson is the leader now. That the 6 is pitted. I can clearly see that 17 is the leader.
All right. So who is in second? If it's second place, could be Checkmate Taylor and the 19. 19 did come off of pit road later than Checkmate did, and here he is on his back bumper.
They're at 6 to go right now. So Jackson just crossed the 5 to go. So he's either pitted already early in the stage and or he's trying to save and about to be coming down here shortly.
Look at this battle for second place here. 3 cars. Checkmate is there. OG Impa is there.
Sean T in the 51.
Sean T, is that who that is?
With a 19 wannabe paint scheme by the looks.
I believe he's
gonna ask if they were brothers.
Yeah, I'm thinking Sean's probably a lap down too. He's one of our truck regulars. However, tonight, after last night, he was also on Team Underdog, so those two working together could be good for him. He said he was having a hard time with the handling of the car after he tried making adjustments. He didn't understand them so well. I gave him the adjustments that I put in my car and the slider, so he was trying that out. He actually wrote me after stage 1 and said, "Here goes nothing, I got your setup for."
All right. I do believe he got caught up in that early wreck off of the restart on the stage 2.
I think half the field did. Jackson's
Yeah,
in
you're
pit
right.
lane now.
All right. At this stage, you might as well just
Man,
fuel
at this
only.
point, fuel only, yeah, just get back on the track.
He's a lap ahead of these of everyone. Then
The
he's
62
got plenty of-
Dimebag is now the leader.
62.
He is somebody that pitted really late last time, so I'll imagine he's probably still on a needing to pit scenario.
Could he come down this time? Will he come down this time? He does not. Passes up pit road. We should be on 2 to go, I would say. That time.
I'll have to wait until I see Qatar get back around on my screen. He's on the back stretch. Again, there's that little bit of lag, couple second delay on
Right, of course.
the actual. That was with 2 to go, so Dimebags is coming to the white flag right now.
Here he comes. 1 more to go.
He's 3/4 of the track ahead of Guitar, but Guitar's back in 10th, so it looks like probably that 66 that's behind Dimebags. I'm imagining that's behind SP. I think he's probably a lap down. Old guy back there. He's been in a lot of crashes. That's the 48 of Money Mike, actually, sorry.
He's
I'm
gonna
actually
do it.
thinking Dimebags might have not pitted at all.
He's going to do it. He's still under power. He might be out there, but
Coast
he's
from
got it.
here.
Yeah, I'm thinking he didn't pit at all.
Did he save that whole run? I'm very curious to see if he did. No,
Yeah, I'm really
he did
intrigued on
pit.
that one.
I think he did pit, did he not? He almost missed pit road.
That was the 6 that we'd seen almost miss
Oh,
pit road.
right.
I mean, if he didn't pit, awesome. Maybe he's
job.
one of those guys that pitted 5-6 laps into it. I couldn't tell you, but I know that he had a commanding lead, whatever his strategy was.
It's definitely tough to save that many laps.
So we had
Sure.
Dimebag, Infa. I can't quite see the rest. Jackson being back in, not Jackson. With Guitar being back in 10th, I only see from 5th back to 14th. But I know Infa got 2nd. Dimebags won it. Jackson 5th, Nuts 6th, Wicked 7th, Matt Thiessen 8th, Woodruff 9th, Guitar 10th.
Well, we're heading into this 3rd stage now.
Halfway
Now
through.
that you got your, yeah, you're halfway through, you know what kind of car you should know what kind of car you have now. At this point, make any last adjustments that you can. Getting set for, you're basically racing to set yourself up for this stage.
D. Smith, if you got your ears on, you're listening to us as your race buddy. OG Impa says he's sorry, he did not mean to tap you.
I believe what he means by that is move over. I'm trying to win the race. That was completely intent.
3 wide with Guitar. Guitar being in the back of the pack. He's going 3 wide again on the bottom.
Look at his
3 wide everywhere.
4 wide.
Right in front of him. You know, on Guitar's end, that might have been smart. He's seen a cup driver in front of him, a wicked gatekeeper, and he just followed him through the melee.
My goodness, he must have passed like 5-6 cars right there. He's up to
the 6-man decent around.
Sixth place, Jackson's gonna take it. Here he comes on the inside of Guitar.
Hey guys, that was nuts.
That was nuts.
We're gonna have to take a quick commercial break to compose ourselves real quick.
This is underwear, boys.
Is Duracell.
Real quick, so T-Clay guys, well, A-Trout has said Wicked's been up front both races last night and tonight, and he closed out. You know, I was asking him that earlier too. I said, you know, with all that strong run, can you close it out? You know, he's excited. He feels pretty good about tonight. T-Clay said, since I would like to correct his grammar, who do you guys in the booth think has the car and position going into stage 3 to win the race from what you've seen so far? Personally, T-Clay, I'm going to go with that 19 of OG Info. He's proven to be dominant. He's been running up front, and he's restarted every stage in the top 5. What about you guys?
Well, you took my
Mills?
pick.
I also took Nick's pick, just to make you guys think a little harder.
Alright, well, you know, Checkmate has been up in the top 5 all night so far, so I'm going to go with
That
Checkmate.
wasn't much harder. You picked the guy right behind him.
Yeah.
Then, you know what? I'm gonna go with Guitar. I think he's been taking tires this time. I'm not sure if he took fuel only, but I expect him to take fuel only in the last stage. I think he's gonna do that.
Robbie
Vids
says Dime, which that's a good vote, man. Dime's sitting right there in 3rd after winning that last stage.
I'm also interested to see if D. Smith can get back up there. He was leading a lot of that second stage before I think he just got loose off the 2. I didn't actually see what happened, but it'll be tough to rebound. We'll see if he can do it. Him and Gatekeeper running in the 7th and 8th position, 7th and 9th.
Well, Checkmate got a little loose there coming off of turn 2. OG right there. Look at the inside.
We got a battle for 3rd. 4 cars under a blanket. Make that 5 cars. Gatekeeper trying to take 2 at a time. Gatekeeper on pit road. So there's, you know what?
I think actually I'm going to take back my pick of Info. Even though Info's running up front, I really think that 17 has been running the right type of race. He's not running up front. He's not showing what he's got. He's sorry if you didn't want to be pointed out there, Jackson, but he's running in the top 5 to 8 this whole time. He's running consistent. He's avoiding the wrecks. He's doing exactly what we mentioned pre-race on what he had to do to get the victory.
Yeah, it's different picking a driver in pre-race compared to seeing them on the track now. And Jackson was one of my pre-race picks, and I'm happy to see him up there. He deserves to get a win. And even in the Xfinity Series, he had a lot of good battles the last couple of weeks. He had a dominant car at ISM, and just wasn't able to close it out. But here he is in the 3rd stage, running in 3rd.
Real quick, we got another, I'm going to, this is a 2-part question. They're both from Trout. I'm going to ask Jake you first. How many tenths do is what the question is. What I would imagine he's talking about is, if you're a tenth slower, what does that do overall in a 25 lap run?
It hurts. It hurts. If you're a tenth slow every lap, then you must be panicking. I kind of don't understand the question. Could you actually?
All he put was how many tenths do. So the way that I'm looking at it, I'll help you out with this one. My personal perspective to it is exactly what you were saying. If you're a tenth slower per lap, exactly what Jacob just said. and these are 25 lap runs. That's 2.5 seconds by the end of a run. I mean, that's almost the front straightaway of a distance and gap. You know what I mean? That's a
Right.
huge difference. And now to you, Mills. Trout asked, "Do you need to catch the draft? Is that important?"
Depends. If you're running with a car and the other guy is really close to what you got so that you can run together, I think if you draft with somebody else and you're committed to drafting with somebody else, you can make up a lot of time. Is it absolutely necessary to perform and get in the top 5? No. But to win the race, you might have to do it.
All right. Well, good answers, guys. And Trout, good questions, man. He's the one that brought up the waves and tire pressures and stuff earlier. You know, keep bringing this stuff. You know, these questions that all of us, the driving, you know, Trout is involved. He understands these. He's just asking for us to help the viewers. You know, and we sometimes overlook it as drivers, but sometimes we have to help out the viewers understanding what all this means.
I think going back to the draft question, I don't want to be dependent on the draft.
Contact.
I want to be fast enough to not use the draft to catch my competitors, and then use the draft as a last resort.
So, on Guitar's view, he has pitted already.
Yep.
He's back in 13th. 11 laps to go for him. I would imagine he's a lap down, so 10 to go in the fade. He took right sides this time. So
He did.
yeah, so his right sides are both in the 90s and his lefts are in the 60s and 70s. So he took right sides and field this time, a little different than last night.
Guys, I think Checkmate tried to come to pit road a lap earlier and he couldn't make it. And then that time by on the backstretch, he put his car on the inside wall, signaling to these guys, "Hey, I'm coming to pit road." Oh, that was excellent.
It's tough when you have 3, 4, even 5 cars behind you, and not everybody sees that, or even doesn't even know. I try to pay attention as much as I can. But,
You know, it's really hard to notice that sometimes when you're battling with another driver side by side. So you're on the low side, you're trying to make sure you hold the line. You might see a car in front of you, see him down low, but it's not registering you because you're so focused on hitting your own mark that you're not worried about.
Well, can we see who the leader is? Do we know
Yes,
who it is?
Jackson Strong in the 17 is your leader right now, right behind Checkmate. But Jackson is not pitted yet.
Jackson's not pitted. If I was him, I would get in there real fast, real soon. He did finish 5th last time, so maybe it could work this time. Maybe he can gain a couple more spots.
Yeah, I think he learned something in that first stage. He's gonna pit,
You know,
maybe 2 laps later, and he's gonna try it again.
8 laps remaining for Guitar, who's a lap down, so 7 laps remaining for Jackson. We did see Dimebags was able to stay out last time and win the race, win the stage, looks like, without pitting. Jackson did wait until there was about 5 to go last time. He come out P5, set himself in a good position for this stage. And starting P5 going into the last stage, that's a pretty good position, you know. So if I'm Jackson, I'm sticking with what he's been doing.
Yeah, it's working so far. We'll see if it works again for the final stage. Each of these drivers are now setting themselves up for a position to be up at the front on the restart for this final stage. Jackson up in the wall a little bit.
Yeah, it looks like he tried to get below Spank, and with his old tires, Spank Racer was quick and was able to cross him back over, and Jackson was trying to get out of the way and got into the wall.
But Jackson is still our leader, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
However, here's the negative about staying out to any of our viewers. When you stay out, you're on old tires, exactly what Trout was mentioning about the tents. Checkmate was nose to tail Jackson a lap ago. See these few car lengths? That's a lap of a tenth a corner. It's really easy to pull away from the old tired drivers, and so the longer Jackson stays up, the more time he's losing to the people with new tires.
He just crossed with 4 to go now. Does he have enough to make it this time? Did he see that somebody else made it? Does he know that? Did he try to do it?
Well, here's the positive if he's able to make it. So Guitar is back behind Wicked and a few other drivers back there.
He's coming.
Oh, Jackson pits now.
He's
Well,
pitting
that
now.
takes that
Where's
out.
Roofer?
Roofer is out of the race. That's Woodruff.
Oh, Woodruff. My apologies.
Focus, Jake. You're supposed to be a broadcaster.
Yeah, I'm rookie here. I still got my rookie strip. So
Unacceptable.
it's acceptable.
That's nuts.
I'm Canadian. I'm sorry.
Hey, I'm Canadian
Mills
too.
is also Canadian.
Nice. Good.
Yo, great. I'm the only American.
Hey.
Pretty good, eh?
So here he comes. That was definitely fuel only for Jackson. He's coming off the pit road right now with Woodruff. And behind him, is that Guitar? Is that Guitar coming in turn 1?
So,
no,
real quick,
48.
the leader, again, is the 62 of Dimebags.
Dimebags.
As we close into the end of the stage.
So that might be 2 to go right there then.
I'll tell you once my view shows Guitar getting to the line, but he's almost a lap down to Dimebags.
He's on the back stretch right now, really slow. I think he used up a little bit too much fuel. He's really trying to back it down. Unless he's out right now. He looks very slow. Very slow. I think he's coming to pit road. He does not. He's not coming to pit road.
He is coming to the white flag. This is the white flag. So again, I'm thinking Dimebags has figured something out. The RPMs that he needs to hit to be able to not pit.
He's still under power. You're right. So if that's 1 to go.
I mean, Guitar is in 9th. Now
He's
10th is D. Smith passes him almost a lap behind. You know, he's a full straightaway ahead of Dimebags, but I mean 3/4 of a track behind in the 10th. You know, so Dimebags being able to stay out without pitting is trapping these guys lap downs and making it so difficult on them to be able to place well in these stages.
I think he's out now. He's out of fuel right now, just coasting to the finish line, but he's going to do it again. Dimebags gets the checker, green-white checker. And you're right, that's going to trap a lot of fast drivers a lap down. So it now almost takes them out of the equation. Actually, only one of those drivers is guaranteed a lap back.
Yeah.
So we know who's a lap down. We know it's. I would say it's over for those guys.
If you have a fast car a lap down, would you guys possibly stay out on the stage to trap them a lap down so they can't do a wave around? As from 13th back, which is Bolt Crusher, will get the lucky dog. I don't have 2nd and 3rd, but I know Dimebags 1, Woodruff 4th, Jackson 5th. We just moved this thing, so now I can't see. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
He's out.
All leaders have to pit. But if you're somebody that pitted like Jackson with 5 to go, 6 to go, would you possibly stay out and leave those guys trapped lap down, knowing that you only have to make about 10 laps, and then you could pit and make it to the end?
Yes, I would do that.
Tires.
But I'd be getting out of the way on this restart.
So we got Dimebags, Checkmate, Wicked, Woodruff. Those are your top 4.
Okay.
So Wicked again in contention. Can he close it out tonight, unlike last night?
He remains on the top spot with Checkmate Taylor is outside. Wicked gatekeeper Jackson Strong.
That might have sounded rude the way that I just put that, Wicked. I didn't mean that you were unable to get it done last night, but you did not get it done last night.
You gotta call him like you see it.
Oh, yeah. I think he's gonna show you something right here.
I call it like Tony Stewart, you know. I say what's on the mind.
You know, actually, so my thinking right now, if I'm Wicked, I do not want to pass Dimebags. I want to stay right on his rear end, and I want to push him and make him use every bit of fuel that I can.
I think he disagrees with you, Daddy. Here he comes.
I disagree for sure. If I'm in their position, I'm gone. I'm trying to get away.
Yeah, but it's tricky, right? Because the 62 has proven that he can save fuel. 2 stages now, he's not pitting, and he's waited till the break. How do you make a person burn that fuel so that they can't do that strategy? You ride behind him and you make him go faster.
Yeah, you can do that. But if he knows, if I was a 62 and I know I can save it, I would just let them go. There's no point of racing.
Jackson is second.
Also, real quick, stage 2 and 3 are 24 laps. Stage 4 is 26 laps.
Okay, so everyone's going to have to pit for sure, I would imagine.
I can't see anybody saving another 2 laps as Dimebags has run out both times coming to the start-finish line on lap 24.
If I was any of these drivers, knowing that it's 26 laps, I'm pitting with 16 to go. I'm running 10 laps and then I'm coming in and I'm going to use all... We got a car around. Is that Checkmate Taylor?
It sure
He's
was.
around.
One of our top contenders to win the race is spinning around in the grass. As Spank Racer, Wicked Gatekeeper, Wicked into the wall. It's
They're
Nuts takes
pushing.
the lead. Man, that's
Nuts to the front.
Jackson going for P2. Woodruff out of nowhere. Here he is in the top 5. Eto, we haven't talked about him tonight. He's right there. OG Info trying to get back in the picture.
What a
Eto,
race, guys.
Definitely Eto, somebody that we've not talked about.
3
all
wide,
night.
3 wide.
3 wide for fourth.
But these are your contenders. These are the guys we talked about pre-race, minus Checkmate, who just had a bad run. You know, that spin up. These are the guys we talked about. They did exactly what we talked about. They got themselves set for a position to win in the 4th stage, and here they all are trying to prove that they deserve that spot.
Indeed, you got that right. Especially with Spank Racer being a newcomer, was not in the race last night. He's trying to prove that he belongs here. Let's see what he can do. These guys are definitely beating and banging off each other. More than usual. They really want to get that win and go to the All-Star race Sunday night.
Keep in mind, 2nd place does nothing for you. Only the winner advances.
Jackson Strong got a strong car. He's on the back bumper of Nuts.
He's
Down
looking.
to the inside.
He's looking.
He's there. He's got a quarter panel using that side draft. Not able to complete it though.
Up, I think. Take another run at him here.
He's got a very fast car. OG Infa looking for 3rd place under Wicked Gatekeeper. Hits the apron just a little bit, I think. Definitely slowed both of them down.
Gatekeeper
Wicked
to pit road.
Gatekeeper on pit road.
Real quick, I just want to throw this out there. Now that Wicked is pitted, this is a little bit different, but we have a development driver in Nuts. We have an Xfinity driver in Jackson up front working together, it looks like. And then we have 2 Cup drivers, Info and Spank Racer, both new to the series. Info's new this season, and Spank Racer, we talked about it, new 2 weeks ago. You got 2 Cup drivers trying to catch 2 lower series drivers.
I think all that is out the window now. Everybody,
Nuts
they
to
all
pit
know.
road.
Yeah,
Nuts
they're in
pit. Eto
cars.
pit with him.
Eto on pit road. Jackson's still maintaining the lead.
If you're Jackson, are you going to change your strategy? You pit with about 5 to go each of the stages. It's proven to get him a top 5, but not a P1 in either of the stages. Are you changing your strategy?
Yeah, oh yes. Knowing that as far as you can go, I think you want to have tires for the end of this one. I think you want to change it up just a little bit. If I was in Jackson's spot, 16, 15 to go, I'm definitely coming to pit road, getting 4 fresh tires, maybe even 2. If he didn't take 2 the previous time, or if he took 4 the previous time, you take 2 here. That's my game right there.
Info is closing in for that lead.
He is. I think maybe Jackson's just trying to run a little easier, save some tire.
Spank's trying to hang on to that draft. I don't know if he's going to be able to do it. Oh, Info to pit road.
That's going to leave Jackson and Spank Racer out in the top 2.
If I'm Jackson, I'm pitting out. All these other guys that have been in the front each stage, they've all come to pit lane. They've done something that's worked. If I'm Jackson, you got to follow suit.
Yeah, seeing OG pit like that, and then you know you got a couple laps on Wicked already, so that's going to help. But seeing him pit, yeah, maybe the next 2 laps come to pit road.
I mean, I know his strategy all night's been run it as long as he can, but I just don't see that working.
31.
As Trout had asked earlier, he's given up so many tenths per lap doing that.
But you'll have the fresher tires on the end. That's what I like
Agreed.
to do in the
Agreed.
race.
At the end, you will have the freshest tires at the end to chase people down, but how far behind will you be when you get to use them?
And how many laps do you have to get back to the front? I think you're right. At this point now that everyone's pitted, you come down pit road. You saw everyone come down. Is he going to come this time? He does not.
Stays out. I think he's sticking with his strategy.
He might be doing the fuel only.
Just short in front of Jackson is 6th place Guitar, 4th place now Guitar, who has already pitted. So Jackson last time, every time he's pit, he's had a full lap lead. Guitar is not a lap down. He was on the lead lap. So I would imagine he also did a fuel only stop. But that means Jackson's going to have to follow suit and try to do fuel only to be able to not lose more than a lap to Guitar.
Or he could just take fuel, like you mentioned, just fuel only. Guitar did that twice last night. Can he do it again? Oh, it looks like the 11.
Looks
Something
like he let
happened
him
with the
go.
11. Something happened. Did he catch the grass or?
I'm thinking he just pulled over. He seen Jackson coming, knew he was the leader. Just
He's very
out
slow
of respect.
still.
Yeah, he might have taken too little amount of fuel.
Yeah, maybe
He might have done a
taken
half
enough.
can and needed a full can.
Yep, you might be right on that. Can you see it? Can you see his gas?
He's got 9 laps of fuel, and he just crossed the line with 10 laps remaining.
Ooh.
So he took 1 lap, too little amount of fuel. Now the positive for him is he really only has to save about half to 3/4 of a lap of fuel. It dropped down to 9 laps left of fuel just before the start-finish line.
Ouch. So he'll run out going into turn 1 and 2 because it'll hit 0.
Yeah,
And
well,
then-
with how far he's got it back though, I mean, he's definitely saving fuel. He hasn't lost any positions. He's still in 4th. So as long as when the other leaders catch up to him and start getting around him, he's able to get back on it, he might be okay. As I say that, Nuts just went around him and took that position.
Gotta say, the strategy that we saw last night, there wasn't much of that tonight. It looked like strategy was on a whole different level tonight. 2 tires, a lot of 4 tires I saw for the first 2 stages, but now we're seeing
Yeah,
mixed
even the
bag
guy
of
that was
strategies.
even the guy that won 2 stages last night on the fuel only stops guitar, he was taking 2 tires, you know, and last night he didn't do that. So I'm a little intrigued that the strategy changed, especially for guitar. But man, that stinks being 1 lap short on the fuel after pitting.
Can Jackson do it? When is he going to come to pit road? At this point now, you've gone too far. Even if you pit now, I think you'll still be too far back. His best bet now is to just, when you do come pit road, come take that half a can. I think that's the only way Jackson's going to be able to win this. I can't see his fuel or his tires, so it's hard to say from my side, but based just
6 laps remain.
6 laps to go, so he should be running out of fuel very soon then, if that's the case. Is he going to come
He'll
down
be
this
coming to
time?
5 to
He
go.
does
Make
it.
close
Oh.
contact with the 32.
32 comes off the wall though, comes down into Jackson.
The last thing he can do right now is run it dry. He can't afford to run out of fuel on the backstretch and be sputtering entering pit lane.
Right.
Knowing that there's no flags, he needs to be able to get on pit lane as fast as humanly possible. And like you said, half tank. You know, you got to just do that splash and go. 3-second pit stop. Wicked Gatekeeper is now passing Guitar. However, half a straightaway ahead of him.
Here he comes,
Yeah,
guys.
Jackson's on pit road. He's on pit road now. Sorry, Taddy, go ahead.
Oh, so
Oh!
Wicked. Go ahead.
Big crash. No, big crash. He got spun on the pit road, I think.
Yeah, I think he did. I don't think he meant to come.
No, there was a wreck and he got caught on it. Go ahead, Taddy.
Enzo just wrecked. Collects the 32 car. Wicked Gatekeeper was just passing Guitar for position a lap or so ago. Now that I say that, I'm trying to look. I don't see Wicked at all around D Smith. D Smith and Wicked both passed Guitar. Wicked's on pit lane again.
Jackson's off of pit road. That might have been just fuel only. It's hard to
Yeah,
say.
but so's Wicked. I don't understand what happened. Wicked pit early in the stage, remember?
He got hit. He got hit onto pit
Yeah,
road.
he got wrecked
okay.
on the pit
Okay,
road.
it was him.
Is that nuts? Here comes nuts. I think
That
that's
would be
going to
for the
be for
lead.
the race.
Actually, no, the
Jackson.
62 of Dimebags is still in the lead right now.
Still the leader. I don't think he can make it this time, boys. I think his luck is going to run out. If Jackson is in second with nuts and then guitar, Jackson's
Kind of
got
all
this.
together. Yeah, the three of them
They're
are
all
all
right
kinda
there.
together.
I do
Jackson,
believe
nuts, and guitar.
he's
If I'm those 3, I'm racing my life out right now. There's 3 laps remaining. Dimebags is coming to 2 to go.
2 to go, boys. All right. I don't know if Dimes can make it.
It does look like Guitar has saved enough fuel. He's after it right now. He's going full throttle. Although his fuel is still reading
Nut
about
slipped.
a half lap short.
Nut slip. Jackson back to the inside. This could be for the race win right here. You just need to hug that bottom. If I was in Jackson's position, just stay to that bottom. Don't let him get underneath you. Don't overdrive it. Just run your race.
Dimebag stays out coming to the white flag.
All right, this is it. This is it.
He
Can he
is
do
a
it?
half a track ahead of the rest of the field.
In turn 1 and 2
Even if
right
he
now.
runs out on the backstretch, I think he can coast around.
He's still under power.
I think Dimebags is going to be your shootout number 2 winner.
It looks like that's the case.
At this point in
Into
time, he
turn
could run
3.
out of fuel and still coast it in plenty of time.
Yep.
Dimebags will be your winner.
The second shootout.
Without pitting, 3 stages in a row, he was able to save enough fuel.
Unbelievable.
Wow.
Congratulations to Dimebags.
That's
getting
incredible.
the win. Who's going
Wow.
to get second place, though? Coming off of turn 4, looks like Nuts is going to hold it. Jackson to the inside. Nuts hits the wall. If that was the race win, if Dimebags did run out, Nuts would have gotten the win. Looks like he does not, though. Congratulations to Dimebags for saving an incredible amount of fuel.
Yeah,
I'm
Guitar
curious-
hit it, took a half a can, and he's out of fuel now on coming off of turn 4. He's just coasting.
What a race, guys. What a race.
I mean, maybe Dimes pitted that time and we just missed it, you know, with all the excitement that was going on up front. But if he didn't pit, it goes back to like I was saying at the beginning of the stage, you know. Somebody needed to be behind him, pushing him, making him waste that fuel. If he didn't pit, he had to have been off the close to run.
Right. I mean, I'm surprised if he did save that. If there was 26 laps, you only get 19 laps on the fuel tank. I just went to a quick race, mind you, so maybe you get an extra lap online. I'm not sure. I'll have to start testing that out. But what a race! It's definitely a different vibe from last night's race. That's for sure.
Yeah, so I'm gonna send these guys an invite to try to get them in here. Man, that's crazy.
That's nuts.
Once they get in here, we'll try going with Jackson first, who would have finished third. That is nuts.
I don't know why it's so funny, but ever since Mill started that. Oh yeah, we got Nuts starting from the back.
All right, so Nuts, real quick. We're gonna get to Jackson first. Jake, why don't you take this one?
Jackson, how do you feel, man? You had a great car. Looks like you came up
Hold
just
on,
a
hold
little
on.
short.
Real quick, is somebody watching the broadcast in the background? I'm hearing an echo. Can we just get that turned down?
Do you guys have your voice on allow?
Yeah.
Yeah. Your settings. All right, cool.
All right, go ahead, Jake.
Jackson, what a race, man. I do hear that echo, by the way.
Yeah, man. I don't even know what to say at this point. Man, just fuel strategy. Dimebags, I gotta give Dimebags credit. I don't know how he saved that much fuel.
Yeah,
must have been.
Go ahead.
He's got to be clutching or something to save that much fuel, man. I thought I had the strategy to win it, just run it out and then take 2 tires or no tires at the end of each stage. And every time I came out, he was half a track ahead. So I guess we'll come back tomorrow night and give her another shot.
You definitely had a very, very fast car. I'm interested to know what your thoughts were after the first 2 stages, knowing that you got caught up in a couple wrecks and being that far back. What was your mindset, knowing that you had a lot of work ahead of you to get back to the front?
Yeah, the first stage, I think it was lap 1, we got caught up in the wreck and just trying to just not get too worked up, knowing that there's a lot of laps left and then plenty of time as long as I stay on the lead lap. Ended the first stage 14th, ended the second stage I think 5th, and so I knew if I could be in the top third of the field at the end of the second stage I'd be alright. Just couldn't. I got to figure out how to save some fuel. I think that's going to be the strategy that wins the races. I think Dimebags just showed that. At least these little shootouts anyways.
Was the aggression level higher than it was last night, knowing that you were part of last night's race? You did very well on that one as well, just came up short. Was the intensity level higher tonight than it was last night?
I don't know. To me, last night for me was more intense just because I was stuck back in so much traffic the whole race. After the first stage, trying to get back up there was more intense and all that traffic. But I think that after, I didn't feel like it. The lap cars I felt like were a lot more respectful tonight. A couple guys up front were just entirely over driving 3 and 4, which that's expected at Charlotte. But I felt like tonight was pretty awesome, man. I really enjoyed the race. Just disappointed in the result, but we got one more chance tomorrow.
Well, congratulations. We knew you had a fast car. We were definitely talking about you at the top of the show, and we knew you were going to be up there at some point, and you almost had it, man. But you got one more chance tomorrow. Good luck in that race.
I appreciate it, guys. Thank you very much.
All right, second place finisher. That was nuts watching you, and it's nuts. Mills, you want to take this one?
Man, I got to keep a straight face and do this?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Hello, nuts. That was a good race, man. It was a lot of fun watching you go around the track. Why don't you tell us about your night?
Yeah, man, the first couple stages, sorry if there's an echo that may be coming from me, but the first couple stages, I finished sixth. I think in all the top three stages, I finished sixth. My strategy was in.
So, knowing tonight that you got beat on strategy, what are your thoughts heading in tomorrow? There it is.
Yeah, you think he might have been just a little bit slower on the long run simply because he was saving fuel so that he could make it the whole way right off the back? Oh, sorry, bud. We just did this whole interview with you. You do not have your party setting set to always loud. Nobody can hear you.
Oh,
no.
So yeah, the way that you do it, right? Go to the party chat. In the party chat, go over to the right side. You'll see party settings. Go down to it'll say allow your voice to be shared. Click on that and then go to always allow. Yeah.
I'm on there now.
All right. So
I guess we can make it quicker.
well, we're not going to go back through the whole entire interview. We got basically, the gist. We'll give a quick run by. Him and Jackson were around each other. Him and Guitar. Dimebags was kind of completely off in his own world tonight. Nuts. This is your second race now with Giggity Racing League. It's a little bit different than our normal racing. But what did you say is your overall take on your experience here so far?
Well, I've always I run my own league apart from this place, so it's great to come in and race with you guys, and I plan on continuing to do so. I think in the developmental series, and that's great. But what I'm impressed with is I usually try to limit leagues most of the time in my history of playing the games to 16 people that fills up one party chat. You guys keep it so clean with 25 to 28 people, even 30 people. That's probably the most impressive thing I've seen. I think I said that earlier today in the Facebook group chat too. That's the most impressive thing I've seen is the fact that everyone, with that many people on the track, still they're all competent and aware of the drivers around them, and you can actually move your way through the field. It's not let me avoid the wrecks. Yeah, you have to avoid the wrecks every once in a while, but most of the time you can actually come up with a strategy and work your way through the field slowly. You don't have to be balls to the wall on the restarts and all that kind of stuff. So that's the most impressive thing I think I've seen from this league. And I've heard some good things about the league before I ever came in. That's the reason why I actually, try to find you guys and see if I couldn't get involved. But That's the most impressive thing, hands down, from what I've seen. The amount of people you guys have on the track and the quality of the racing with that amount of people.
All
You
right, man.
definitely
Well, we
showed a lot of
appreciate it.
speed tonight. That's for sure.
Yeah,
I appreciate that, man.
so we
Thank you, guys.
appreciate it, man. We're looking forward to seeing you in tomorrow night's race. See if you can't close it out and get yourself into the All-Star race on Sunday.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you guys. Y'all have a good night.
You too.
You too. I will let you take this one again if you want, Jake.
No,
as we're
you
now
go
to
ahead.
our race winner.
You do it.
All right, race winner and now our All-Star participant, Dimebags. How did you save that much fuel?
What's up, guys?
Are your party
Wait,
settings on always
yeah.
allow?
Yeah, are you going always allow?
We
Yeah,
all
that
said
was funny.
this too. So.
No, no, it's on always allow, and because I have a channel too, I stream the races and stuff, and of course I wouldn't stream this one tonight. I didn't have it on, so
Of course.
that's gonna be great for my channel. No, I was in my own world tonight. I had to think of something. Every time I was up there in the front with those guys on a restart or something, they had a little something extra. After a few laps, they would just pull away. And this race is all about first place, right? So I can't sit there and, right there tells me I can't sit there and race with them. So I had to think of something else to do. And I have a few little tricks that helped me save some fuel. So I tried it, and I never even tried saving fuel here at Charlotte before, because you're not out of the gas. You're never out of the gas hardly. So on those types of tracks, I don't even try it.
I gotta ask, how many times did you pit in that entire race?
At the stages.
That's it. You didn't pit under any of those green flags pit stops.
The first stage, I short pitted with what was it, 5 to go or whatever it was. So I didn't save anything that first stage. But the second stage, well, that's when I got up front. I passed a lot of people. I ran real good, and I got up to the front. So the start of that next stage, I was able to race with those guys in the front. And like I said, I kind of saw that they had a little bit something extra. I work a lot, and I haven't made all these races every week like a lot of these guys, and they know a little bit more as far as setups and things. They have a little bit more practice time with that. I'm behind in that area, but so I'm fast and I can race, but I think maybe they had something there in their setup that gave them just a little bit of an edge. So I had to think of something else.
So, man, first off, congratulations. I mean, that's crazy. The fact that you were able to save 26 laps is what the stage was. You only get 19 per tank, so you saved 6 to 7 laps of fuel. That's outright amazing. Also, your
I'll say get a wheel
there,
and maybe
your statement there of I couldn't keep up with the competition. I noticed that right off the back. They were a little bit faster than me, so I had to think on the dime. That means going into that.
I could race with them, but
well,
yeah.
that's just saying to me that right off the back, you already immediately knew that I might not be the car that's the fastest to win the race. So, on a dime bags, I changed my plan and went to fuel conservation mode. See what I did there?
On a dime bags.
That's nuts.
That's all I ever got.
I'm thinking of adding 420 to my name. We got Blunts and Dime Bags now that have advanced into the All-Star race from our shootouts. Interesting group of names there. Man, I can't say it enough. Congratulations. You think you're going to have to use the same kind of game plan come Sunday to win the All-Star race?
Well, I'll probably do the same thing. Race with the guys and see where I'm at. And I guess that's always an option. I just try to win the race. I don't.
Yeah, I mean,
it doesn't matter.
It
doesn't matter how you win it. It's as long as you win.
The win.
Right.
Well, I thought I had showed my hand. I thought I showed my hand that second stage, and I thought some more other people were going to try it, and so I was kind of stuck. So I just had to stay with it, and I saw each stage that nobody was kind of going with it.
Now,
And,
Dimebags, I did right off the back entering stage 4. Jake and Mills, they disagreed with me. I immediately on the broadcast said if I'm one of these other drivers, I'm getting behind him, I'm pushing him, I'm making him waste that fuel. They disagreed, said there's absolutely no way that you're going to save that fuel. You proved those two wrong, and for that I thank you. Also,
We didn't
on
believe
that-
it. We didn't believe
Also,
it.
on that note, not to take away from any of the talent that you raced against tonight, but these are the drivers that have yet to win a race in the series. On Sunday, you're going to be racing against nothing but people that have won in their respective series. They've all seen that you can save the fuel now. I know that's why I'm happy broadcasting, scoping up the competition that advances.
Yeah.
You might have a few more people pushing you and making you waste that fuel come Sunday.
yeah, well, sometimes you gotta
It
shake.
won't be no cakewalk.
You gotta
Aren't
shake
we
'em
all
up.
three?
And that
We're all
was
three
a
in there?
statement.
All
That was no
three of us.
question. That was a statement.
They're all in there.
Well, listen, in my eyes, if you're gonna sit there behind another car and let another car's strategy dictate what you do, then I've already got you beat, right? So I don't know if that's really going to be an issue. People are going to be running their own race and trying to win the race.
Absolutely, and that's what happened tonight. These guys took it out of their hands. They didn't care so much what you were doing. They were worried about their own race, which, respect to them. Man, your strategy paid dividends, and you beat some really fast cars that proved it both last night and tonight. Again, congratulations.
And I'll back you up on that, man. These guys are the best, and I race with them all the time, and they're the cleanest, fastest guys. They kick my ass on a regular basis.
I don't know if we can say that word, but you just did, so I'll allow it.
We'll bleep it or whatever you do.
Okay.
Well, we're not that professional, but I got one question for you.
No, but all the respect goes to these drivers, man. All we did was race clean tonight, and it shook out like it shook out. So the respect goes to everybody else.
It was definitely a good race. Did you run out at all? I seen a couple times you were really slow. I think it was at the end of stage 2 or 3. How many times did you run out?
I ran out. Well, okay. So in the second stage, I hadn't planned on saving fuel. I was going to hold it back in that second stage. I wasn't going to pull my tricks out again. I was just going to run normal, and then pull it out at the last stage again and try it again. But somebody in my chat, my party chat, I heard them say, man, if he does it again, he'll catch a lot of real good guys a lap down. And we were only 3 laps away from the end of the stage at that point. And I said, screw it. So I started saving. And I saved the 2 laps that I needed. I really had to kick it into gear and really bog it down, But
What he means by that is kicking it out of gear.
Kicking it out of gear.
You have a shifter, right? So you can just shift to neutral?
Yes,
or you have a controller?
Yes. I use a shifter and a wheel.
Okay. So that's the secret right there.
But yeah, so I ran out.
Just gonna write that down.
Like a 3/4 or a quarter, with a quarter lap to go, but I coasted it, no problem.
Hey, well, you're in the All-Star race now, man, so congratulations.
Hey, it was
Great
fun,
race.
man. That's all it's about. I raced last night, and I started dead last. I come up to 7th, I believe, and that was just, no tricks, just running all out. And I was just as happy yesterday as I was today because I did good and I had fun. That's all that.
That's what matters, man. It's a game at the end of the day. We're here to have fun.
I hate finishing second, though.
True that. I hear that. Hey, you
I
may
would rather
be able to
finish
get
fourth.
in, man. I have a crazy ass work schedule, and
Crazy bleep.
If I'm not there, crazy bleep work schedule. If I'm not there, I guess Nuts will be the guy to be there.
All right, man. Well, we're going to get here towards the end of the broadcast. So we got Dimebags, Nuts, and Jackson in here. 3 very fast competitors. Dimebags is advanced into Sunday's events. I want to say congratulations to all 3 of you. Also, there is one more way that people...
Thank you, man.
we got another broadcast in the background if we can stem that down. Anyways, there is one more way for people to advance into the All-Star outside of winning the shootout tomorrow. To any of our viewers watching this now or going to watch it back later, please be thinking in your head. Tomorrow during the shootout, we will be asking for the fan vote. This is going to be a league-wide vote plus the fans that watch. Everybody has a take on getting that one last person in. So Wicked's already been asking, vote for Pedro. Apparently, he's lost a little bit of thinking that he can just win it on his own right. So he's begging for some vote now. So all viewers and all drivers alike, everybody be thinking on who you guys want to see.
Robbie
advance.
votes pudding.
It's Nuts Nation. Nuts Nation.
Nuts Nation and a pudding. That's nuts.
Nuts Nation.
All right, guys. Hey, this is Dime. I'm out of here. Good job, and we'll see you later. Thanks.
Hey, you guys take it easy. Thank you guys, man. Nuts is out.
Also, I want to throw this out. Wicked Gatekeeper, 704 Games posted on Twitter earlier today about the draft effect and what was causing the game glitch.
I've seen that, yeah.
I made sure to adjust my settings prior to going into the lobby, and he said the draft was back in full effect for that race, which they did not have last night. So that may have been a difference in the outcome there.
Hey, quick question. I just noticed that whenever I got into the party, I hadn't actually backed out of the race yet. That wouldn't change my finishing position, I'm assuming.
No. You're still good. We back out once we're done.
Okay, cool.
So anywho, to all fans and viewers, this is KTaddy6369. To anybody that viewed and is interested in maybe joining the league that is not with us, you can contact me. You can contact anybody, basically any of the drivers. Say that you want to be a part of Giggity. They all know me now. Plus we have Mills, Jake, Nuts Nation now here. We're always accepting drivers. Go ahead and contact any of us, and we'll lead you in the right direction and get you involved.
Right.
As for me, that's it, guys. Did you guys have anything? Jake, Mills, you guys got anything to add?
No, it was just it was great to watch it again. So thank you guys for having me in the booth tonight, and hopefully I can come back tomorrow for the final shootout. It should be a good one. And tonight was a great race. We saw a little different strategy than we did last night with just the fuel only, and I expect tomorrow to be intense.
One more thing before you get going, Mills. Also, to all our viewers, please don't forget to check out Sunday. We're doing our first ever podcast here for the Giggity Racing League. That's going to start at noon Eastern. Go ahead, Mills.
All right, well, everybody who tuned in, we hope you enjoyed. And again, we are doing it tomorrow night. People are already signing up. We're up to 15 already. Got their name down for the last chance to qualify in the All-Star race on Sunday. So it should be a good one. Same time tomorrow, everybody. Hope you enjoyed. From the Giggity Racing League, good night.